Hello everyone, welcome to the first video from the TA Portal course. I am Michael Graff, I'm a teacher from Brazil, and be welcome to this new channel, GraphSet channel. It's a channel that I create to teaching people from every part of the world about Siemens automation. I think this TA Portal is the best platform to programmation and learn about PLC and every time every type of uh, kind of programmation from every process, uh, agro process, industrial process, or every time I think in automation came to my mind TA port. Then I created this channel from this. Um, I hope that you like from the all we have in this channel. And don't forget to comment about what you wanna see in this next videos. And don't forget to that subscribe and click on like button to more people have knowledge about automation. All right. I ask you apologize uh, about my English. It's not so good, but I think that it's good enough to understand what we talk here. Then I ask you apologize. I promise you in the next videos my English it's growing and it's more easy to understand. Uh, I will put in the comment of the video about my LinkedIn, then you can see uh, my my experience. I already work like electrician industrial. Then I learned a lot about control diagrams. Then in the past I I was a mounting panel that I work a lot of with writing panels, and from this I become a electrical engineer, and and I go to the automation area because it's hard to find peoples here in my country that know about this. Then it's a good for me. And with TA Portal, I learn a lot about programmation. And I hope that I can lead you and teach you about everything I know. I don't know about everything. Yeah. It's always a growing process, but I think it's enough to teach some peoples. I already teacher here in Brazil. I I I was working in a technical school. Then I think it's a good idea to create a channel to teaching people of the not here in my not exactly not only in my country but in the all the world, because if I can speak English a little bit, I think this is another problem to uh, growing this network from teaching. All right. In today's video, we learn about hardware configuration. Hardware configuration is the first thing that you must create in every project, right? When you will start a new project or you will make a retrofit in a control wiring panel, you must understand about what's the type the hardware I I needed, and when you know about this, you must pick this hardware and put in the programmation. It's the first thing you must have to do. Uh, I already in a Hotmart a course about uh, how to convert control diagrams or control wiring diagrams to PLC program. But today today that I will recording this class, it's only in Portuguese. That's the, the language of my country. Né? I'm from Brazil. Then I already start to translate to English. I will put the course here, but it's not good for you by now. I think it's more easy to stay here in this class, and when I translate, I will put here in the channel for you appreciate. It's a good course. It's helpful to understand the. It's like a change of switch from electrical to ladder diagrams. Then it's easy to understand. I create this course in it's hard. It is in Hotmart. It's really cheap. It's about $15. It's in our money here, but it's about the future, not here. Let's focus in this class. All right. Well, let's start it. Hardware configuration. Let's I say it's a first thing you must understand to create. I have problem with my virtual machine. I don't have started that. Then I cut the video. But now, what we must to know about when I will create a new hardware. I must know what's the hardware I will use. Then it's complicated to explain everything about the type of hardware because it's a lot of types of configurations that you have in the field. I have sensors, I have buttons, I have actuators. Then this, it's really relative. But you always need a PLC. Then we will start with PLC. Every PLC, I have here 1200. Let us check my Maxino Virtual. Right. I have a 2000. No, 1200 PLC SF1200. I must cut the video because my machine virtual stopped it. I don't know why. Then I start again. Oh well, let's continue. I have here a 1200 PLC. Then for our project, for example, let's check my virtual machine. All right, it's working. In the project that we will create, we will use this CPU. Then every CPU or every part in Siemens have a code. This code you must put in the TA portal to understand, to create the project and put it in the hardware. Then I have here a SF12 1200, all right, a 1212, yeah, right. Then we must know about this code here. Every CPU must have this in your body, right? But if the CPU it's really damaged, it's possible that you cannot know the model. But with ProNata or GA Portal, you must find this model code and put in the GA Portal. Then the first thing you must know is pick the model of CPU and firmware version. By the way, not present here, but let's start with the code. XES7 212. Let's put in. Let's start to see about them. Yeah, the TA port. I not sure how to install the TA portal because it's this get time enough. It's really uh, I not I not like to show everybody because my uh, the people that I know here in Brazil uh, asking me a lot about this. Then in YouTube you wanna uh, find a lot of videos that will show how to download. Uh, in Resume you must create account in Siemens, and in about some days it's possible to download the archives from TA Portal. Then you install. If a lot of people asking me here, I can create a video to explain this, but it's not the purpose of our class today. Then let's start. I will create a new project from TA Portal. Then every time that you open the TA port, I have the, by the way, I have the a V16 version update for today. In the time I recording this video, we have already a V18, but I have a machine virtual with V18, but she not have all the packages that I normally use. Then we will use the 16 version with V16 because there are not a greater difference between uh, V16 to V18 for our application today. All right. Then TA Portal. Why is have this name? TA Portal is a totally integrated automation portal. Then Siemens create this platform to fusion. It's like a fusion. Every program that she already have in the past. For example, step 7 in the past was used. Today it's used today yet. It's a tool for programmers. By the way, step 7 step it's a word that every character have a meaning. It's a meaning, it's a German meaning that in resume it's meaning to easily to for uh, program PLC. It's the meaning of step 7 in German. Then step 7, it's already used today. It's already in TA Portal. If we go to here, installed software that we must know everybody I have installed in my machine, then let's see step 7, professional. Then step 7, it's only a part from TA Portal. In the past, we have step 7, but I need to create a SCADA project. All right, you use WinCC. I need to program a soft starter. All right, you will use you soft starter. Yes, I need to program a drive. All right, you use Synamics. Then TA Portal, pick every tool separately and integrate in the same system. It's the same platform, it's the same kind of visualization. Then it's really easy to create programs and integrate it, really reintegrate all you must have in one project. Because in the past, I have step 7 with my my logic, my programming. Then I have WinCC with my SCADA. But it's two kind of programs differently. I have a connection between us, but it's not the same tool. It's not the same platform. Then TA Portal, pick every tool separately and unite it created this integrated tool for automation. All right. It's a great advantage that I have WinCC and StepSet in the same platform, but it creates a problem. I think it is a not great problem, but a lot of people don't like this. It's you must have every package, then you must download every package, you must have your license key for every package. Then in the process of the time, during the time, it's more hard to have a machine with everything. That is why we're not using V18. I have a machine with V18, but uh, it's not with all these programs that I have here. Then this machine it's more clean from the other. It's more easy to work with this and show you guys to how work with him. All right. Then TA Portal is a platform that creates to easily configuration. Then every tool from here has a visual, intuitive uh, kind of configuration. It's like here. I uh, open the TA portal, then to the first screen. I have a push option to open existing project, create new project, and migrate project. What's the migrate? I migrate when I have step set. Step, I I say step set because my language, my step 7, it's similar 7 set for my language. I'm sorry. Step 7, I Step 7 Classic from the past. I can upgrade it to 3 version. Then I use this tool here, Migrate Project. We talk about this in the future. Yeah. What we use today, we will create in our first project. First project that we create now. If you see in the left side, we have a lot of uh, boxes, organized boxes that it's like a order that you must create the things. All right. Then first of all, it's our class today. It's about hardware configuration. That here device and network. It's kind of similar uh, because TA Portal create a organizative system to you use and easily our life. Then we show in the first screen, but every tool that we have in TA Portal have a similar organization to show you what's the steps that you needed. It's possible that you don't know what's all the steps, but TA Portal will show you every step that you must know. It's obvious, not the he not show everything. You must have a little bit of knowledge that knowledge I will uh, teaching you, right? And asking about my English, I'm kind of so nervous. I never uh, create recording a course in English. I don't have problem to talk in English, but in the face of camera, this is the first time. And I hope that you already understand that I'm saying. Let's start. Let's create a new project. Then I will click this button. I'm sorry, my TA portal crashed because I have another machine running. That is the problem. The first time that uh, my PC here that not running the normally. Then I put shut off the already machine. Then now it's more easy. All right, let's continue. I will put the name hardware configuration. The path is local C, version V16, author. I will put Mikhail or Michael. Here in Brazil, I'm calling Mike Mikhail, but in international name, it's Michael. I will put a commenter here. Then the first. With my brothers. The first class with my brothers. Right? Hardware configuration, create program. Then we will create the program. Let's wait. Wait a minute. By the way, don't forget to subscribe and click in the like button. Alright, my project is created. Then now we have here the steps. Then, like I said, this TA portal, it's a intuitive tool. He wants that we create the things in these steps. It's not impossible to jump a step. It's possible, but for beginners, it's a really interesting because, like I said, it's possible that you don't know what's the steps, what I must do first. It's possible that you not know. TA Portal will show you what you must know, what you must do in these steps. Then we have devices and networks. It's like a first step. It's exactly hardware configuration. It's the same thing. PLC program, motion and technology, drive parameterization, control devices, visualization. It's possible that we don't have drive parameterization and control device. Yeah, it's possible, but device and networks, I think it's really hard that you don't use this. It's possible that you have a WinCC project and that you don't have the PLC program, or it's the PLC, it's in StepSet earlier version, the classic version. But it's the TA portal recommends that we migrate the project from the past and create everything integrated in this platform. All right, let's continue. We today will create a hardware project, and I will talk about some specific things that I hope that you enjoyed and learned something new today. Let's configure a device. It's possible. It's possible to follow these steps, clicking in the buttons, or project view. I will show you the two things. Devices and networks. You will put here for me. Show all device and add new device. Then we will put a new device that will be our CPU that we see in the beginning of this video. Then we have a set 1200. If I have like I said, I can search by the model of the CPU that we have here. CPU 1212C, DC. I can search with this specification. It's here. We have three versions. And now we must see description. 1 AE 40. Zero XB0. Right? Exactly. Then I have the versions here, the firmware versions. I ask you apologize because I don't remember where is the version. I really forget. But if you have the model of CPU in your hands, you can connect online and see the version. But everything in the TA portal you must know about the version. For example, today the 500 CPU that we use in my work, uh, the new firmware version, it's upper the 2.6. TA Portal V16 supports until this 2.5. I think. Let's see. It's only for 2.8. Then we have CPUs that must program in 2.9. It's possible to configure a CPU 2.9 in V16. It's possible, but every time that you will load the CPU, the TA portal will show you a warning that the version online is not equal to version offline. It's work in the 1500. It's not a problem, but if you have a earlier version, they don't work because you must upgrade the version. That is why TA Portal will growing his versions. The hardware must following this, but uh, we know that not all of industries can follow this. Then, when you will uh, upgrade the software or something like this, you must, in some cases, change the hardware because the hardware it's in the limit from your firmware versions. The firmware versions, you will will. This is not the that I want to say. You will must to know that the description. In description, we will see about what's the CPU can offer for us. Then we can use OPC UA, and some kind of um, communication. When you use everything in Siemens, it's not a problem. But there are a lot of projects that you must use another type of drivers from another companies, ABB, uh, Schneider, and all right. You must have another type of communications. Then the version of CPU will show you this. Will show you what's exactly uh, she can make, she can really do, right? Our CPU, it's this. Uh, the screen that you see, it's far from that I sitting now, and I don't know exactly see everything about here, what's writing here. But if we change the versions, you can see the difference between the versions. Then if you want to compare every version, you can stop the video. I cannot see because it's far enough to my eyes. I'm seeing the screen, but uh, this characters is really small. All right, let's continue. We use the 4.4 version, and I will add this version, the CPU from my project. Then In the moment that I put the version here, it will open my hardware in TA port. Let's wait something. Right, then we have the version of TA Portal. This screen, it's amazing because uh, in the first time that you work with TA Portal, it's possible that you think it's really hard to understand every window screen. I can put here from left, this from down. It's a lot of things to understand about TA Portal, but the best course, the best training for us, it's use this tool. What more you use TA Portal, more you will learn about this tool. All right. Then this is the simple form that you put something in hardware. I don't like this form. I prefer to uh, already start this screen and go to catalog that you cannot see because I'm exactly in the front of this catalog hardware that I put the code of CPU and search here and put it here, put it in the hardware configuration. All right, I have here our CPU. I will start the PLC simulator, PLC Sim. PLC Sim, it's a tool from simulate CPUs. All right, PLCs, but it's a greater tool if you don't have CPU in hands. I have a smaller logo and 12, 1214 CPU, but it's hard to put here in my desk and get some time from me, and I don't have much time to uh, spend with this. I use the PLC Sim Advanced to show you from you guys. I don't will show to how to install the PLC Sim Advanced. You can find some videos on YouTube, or if you a lot of people asking me about this, if this video can I don't know 100 likes, I can show you how to download, but it's very simple. You can find in YouTube. uh, I will turn on my CPU. It is a running stop flashing key. This showing here unconfigured PLC because I don't put the version, because when you create the first time your project, you must uh, download the hardware. This part of programmation is really important. Hardware configuration, when we use a simple CPU in a simple project, uh, every time that you change something in hardware configuration, when you put download, he asking for you to stop the CPU. Then the process will be stopped. Then hardware, uh, when you change something in hardware, or you put something new in hardware, or remove from hardware, it's really important that you understand that CPU and also the process will be stopped. Then every time that you create a project, uh, you you must pay attention from this, because sometimes from changes in hardware, not fit not not only physically, but in hardware configuration. I don't know, I change a address, IP address, or I flag an option from my CPU. If you But if you must change this for real, the CPU will stop it. Then you must pay attention from this. I will start the download. Every time that you create a small project, it's important to do this because you can uh, execute the download and see if your CPU it's okay with the online CPU, it's okay with the offline CPU. Because I don't know, we forgot about we put the version that we can see here. We forgot to put the real version. We put version um, 4.2, and the offline version, the real version is 4.4, like this. When we download the hardware, that's a discrepancy. There's a difference between the online and the offline. Then, uh, every time that you start a new project and you have the CPU, in some cases you don't have CPU yet, uh, then in this case you will not able to do this. But when you get a CPU, you have CPU in your hands, make this, it's a really important thing. All right, I will make a download. I will change the name for my CPU. Then I can change here, press F2, or here I can change here. Um, Training International. Um, Hardware config. Hard config. Right, this name of my CPU. Config. I will save the project. Save project, it's a really important thing because sometimes the TA portal crash it. Then if you don't have the project saved, you must uh, do again what you do before you save. It's that is why you must never forget to press the save button. All right, let's download the first uh, project that we will work in. And we'll compile. Right. By the way, he finding my CPU. Oh, um, if you started the PLC sim for the first time, you must configure something here. In my machine, it's already configured, but in your machine, you must do this. And I will show you now. I forget. When you will do this for the first time, you must come here, online, and you go to extended download to device. Then you must configure these items that you PGPC interface is PLC sim. With the PLC sim, the TA portal will search a CPU in this program. I already put a 1200. I forgot 1200, and I put the turn on the switch button. When I start search, it's probably that you will find okay CPU common. IP address is a default. So I will load. Mm, right. Uh, I think I forgot something here. Not, I think it's here. All right. Uh, I forget. You will must to come here. Name of project, properties, and part simulation during block compilation. Forget this already. All right. I'm sorry from your we last time here, but now I think it's gonna work. All right, and it work. My module, the CPU in the first time we will put in the stop, uh, not running. Then I will put in start to running. In my PLC, it's exactly the same flash from real CPU. Then you put to stop to running. It will flash sometimes, and we will be green continuous, and now I can go online. That's the first thing you must to do, because here we can see if the version of our CPU it's okay. We use a virtual CPU, then we don't need to worry about the version. But when we use a real CPU, it's we must pay attention on this. All right. Then hardware configuration, it's here. All right. We put our first CPU. You can see here. Right? But what we must configure in a CPU, it's a really important thing. In the S7 300 and 400, there are a lot of things that we must configure before we start a project. That is why I first in the first in the beginning of this course I will not show S7 300 and 400 because of this. It's hard to understand a lot of configurations. And TA Portal, it's not make from S7 300 and 400. He is make for programmation the 1200 and 1500 CPUs. That is why we use this type of CPU, because it's more easy to understand, it's more easy to program it and configure the hardware, all right? Then I will put here my CPU, and now I will show you some time of configurations. All right, I will click on CPU. Ah, I forgot something. This CPU 1200, I have a kind of type of hack. We don't exactly need a hack like a 7 for 300 and 400, but the S7 1200, I can put something here to communicate. Then modules of communication will put in the left side of the CPU, and in the rack position it's 101, 102, 103, and 2, 2, 3, and upward we must put I/O modules to inputs, outputs, uh, if our CPU don't have enough for my application. right? Then what's the configuration that we must do basically? I can change the name of project, right? I can see here the type of CPU. Let's think about I put the wrong CPU here. Then I can find the new one, or I will change the CPU for a new one. Again, pick one CPU from hardware catalog. I'm in the front, but not a problem now because it's not our class today. And I change the CPU and continue here in configuration, Profinet interface. We have here, we will create IP address, then 7 1200 have Ethernet connection. It's Profinet or RJ45. We put our PC links, not laptops directly on CPU. This IP address default. We can put the router if you need it. Device name from Profinet. I don't know if you know, but in Profinet everything have a device name. If you have an NTP server from time of CPU, synchronization via NTP server from the ajuste of date and time of CPU. You have the operating mode, then it's possible to use another CPU like I/O device. In the past, it's calling this from I have a PLC master and a slave, and I/O device is like a slave from another CPU, but it's not our case here. It's not important now. Web server, then web server it's possible to connect the CPU and with a normal explorer from internet. The configuration from our DIs, and there are a lot of configurations here from the time of filters if you want put. The range of address then by default, when you create a CPU, the first address came here, then the first inputs that you have, it will start 0.0, then 0.1, 0.2, until 0.7, then 1.0, 1.1, 1.2. The CPU has a analog input, and there are a lot of configurations now, but the most important it's web server and the memory. Report. We create a user. We will access by web server. We put this is the things you must if you wanna put in web server. I put everything. I create a password that I only know. We put automation too. I can put watch tables if I want. It's possible. I don't want to put this now. Time of day. Then you could put your time in your country. Is really to see now. Well, this is the mine, Brazilian. Put get when you must create a asset connection between another CPU. It's a mandatory to flag. I don't flag this now. Searching the memories that I forgot where they are. Mm, all right, I found system and clock memories. This is a really important to activate. Then you flag this and this. You have some tags that's really important, like first scan. Some blocks need the first scan. When this starts CPU, it's process this block. Always true, always false. Then I have the clock memories, and the clocks M0.0 clock 10 hertz, 5 hertz, 2.5 hertz, 2 hertz, 1.5 hertz, 1 hertz, 1 6025 hertz is 0.5 hertz. All right. I change a configuration in the hardware. Then, if I want this configuration, go for the CPU, because when I change here, I only change in my project, but CPU is still running. It's running with the last project that we loaded in there. Then, if I come here, he asking to stop again because I changed the hardware. Then we will stop it. Load. Yeah, now I want start model. Then in the next video I will talk about the extractor here, but also our uh, memories are working. Yeah. Clock, it's changed to true and false. And this, it's the basically from a CPU. It's the first video. I think I will put a second part because the recording now it's really greater than I wanted. I hope that you enjoying this video. Don't forget to subscribe and put in the comments what you want to learn here. What do you think about the most important thing that you don't know about CK Portal? Then it's possible that I forget. I try to create this course from everybody. Everybody can see this and understand the basic from CA Portal. All right. Don't forget to put the like button and see you next.